Yeah, I'm gonna do part number 2 about Shemima Begum. And for me to start about the Shemima Begum is about just about at any place. This here was involved in MK Ultra, that's why I also know that Tatiana Schlossberg is under no circumstances dead, because the two contemplated on buying her a home, with which they even suggested everybody knew about this house, whatever. The two suggested that they would be involved in identifying themselves after the post-mortem of Tatiana Schlossberg. And only if I would be nice, if I would be etc, etc, etc. I don't think so. It's better to be honest than nice. It's enough of being nice. I was nice for way too long. This I have just recorded entire thing about from Yahoo, because this is the way it was during MK Ultra. During MK Ultra, the way it was during MK Ultra. During MK Ultra was a race. It was from one car to another, from train to train, from bus to bus, from plane to plane. This is the way it was during MK Ultra. This is the way it was during MK Ultra. It was like around the world in 3 days, or maybe even 2 days. This is the way it was during MK Ultra, I'm telling you, and sometimes around the world for months. So we're talking about part number 2 of Shemima Begum, and I don't want to disappoint you. I don't want to disappoint you. I'm surprised this news came up. This is weird. This news here. Prince William insisted me, after his father Charles gestured that he would give me, I don't know, 20 billion or something like this. He suggested that I would not be very short of him. Apparently that he owes about 50 billion, whatever, pounds, euros, whatever. We are talking about the year 2013, something like this, when they dumped me into the psychiatric hospital. So yeah, absolutely. I mean, in a crazy sense, I could go from news to news, from an individual to individual, because likely everybody that you see here was involved in MK Ultra. You might get some surprise about Epstein, because Epstein personally insisted me sometimes in 2011, 2010, actually in 2010, that he's going to have to disappear of the picture if he wants to testify for me. So this is yet another proof that Epstein is not dead. And you all know I am real. I exist. The stuff that I say, it's real. Actually, 2009, and there was then big arguments. There was then a lot of arguments about this stuff. About, they were really angry at him, and they claimed that he's going to have to go of the picture. The picture that you see right there was presented to me during MK Ultra by FBI. That kind of stuff. They had me watch camera and dudes walking back and forth. That kind of stuff. The FBI, Christopher Wray business. Yes, that's exactly what we're talking about. Oh, this girl was involved in it. This girlie. She built an entire career based on this. Oh, this stuff was involved in it. Was it Sarkozy? Definitely was Macron, and definitely a bunch of others. Let me just see this real fast. Abokir, Pablo Escobar, Lesterin. No? Yeah? Also not? Really? Huh. Shit. Okay. Well, I'm gonna just do this for the end of the video. Might be a little bit crazy right there, so I like it crazy. Is this gonna help MI5, MI6 that are involved in a terror? I doubt it. I'm gonna make it up for you at the end of the video. I'm not gonna go and concentrate myself on it. The right side right now for me, for this video, Express UK probably would be a better one. I thought it would be just interesting to see how I see things is, because I see things through filter. I am using a filter that allows me to see, it's called MK Ultra filter, that allows me to see through mainstream media stuff that was engineered and designed to cluster people with issues that are, some are important, some are less important, others are basically something to occupy your mind. I definitely don't see this like it is presented through the mainstream media. The next prime minister, for the next prime minister, they had two in mind. One was, I think that's from his own political party. What is his name, this mayor? No, it might not be mayor. Oh no, this one here, Ed Miliband. Ed Miliband was one of them. This was a love boy from Keir Steinführer. I call him Keir Steinführer, just joking about, Keir Starmer. And the second one, believe it or not, was Nigel Farage, but you're not going to see Nigel Farage. Things got shitty for the British. Very, very, very shitty after I released the video about Shemima Begum. The king might be laughing like this, it might be exciting about it, but I don't know, man. Look, they have yet another visit from the man who entered the premises of William and Kate with a rucksack. And this news was involved in MK Ultra with Kate Middleton and William and Charlie, Father Charlie, death threatening me with a psychiatry. You see, the man with a rucksack was myself at the police station. So you see, these reports that I give you could actually really look like a schizophrenia, paranoia, stuff like this. But they are not. This is how really MK Ultra works. Their goal is to portray you as a schizophrenic, as a paranoid. But it's not. It looks like, but it's not. Oh yes, if I would be a bad boy, then it would be a man with a rucksack. He is ready for step up for a big role. Wow. A big man don't wait for the step up. They always play a big role. Alright, so good luck with that stuff. Human rights chief. Oh, look at that. We have a Shemima right here, and that's what we are going to do. We're going to do part number 2. We're going to do part number 2. This is like anything else here. Yeah, they had 2 candidates ready. That would be the 2. One was Eddie Miliband, and the other one was, they probably have more than 2, but this is what they advertised me. Eddie Miliband was not a nice person during MK Ultra. He was quite violent. He was a reminder that it's worth it for me to stick to Keir Steinführer, Keir Starmer. Keir was used to my jokes. He doesn't mind the jokes. Keir doesn't mind jokes. Keir Steinführer likes my jokes. He actually mind them, but that doesn't help him at all. Let's see what else. The Superman. I used to also call him a Superman. A Superman. A Superman. Now, I didn't have anything out of this Superman visits. He played a nice guy, but that's interesting. That's something to actually discuss about. You know, that's something to discuss about. So, anyhow, I did the part number 1. Let's go here. This one here. This one. We have to finish that one. Let's go here. And we go to the news. I titled one is British Terrorism Alert. This was a news that Prince William was so excited about. The man with a rucksack, a psychiatry through the Slovenian police. Oh, well, you know what? I am willing to take my chances. Let's see. Okay, let's see. You got a big role over there in Britain, and you got a Slovenian police here, and you got a psychiatric certificate of the lunacy, but, all my videos described in closest detail possible, state of the art, what is known as the MKUltra procedure. You got so many people on your side, so many government offices, all that stuff, and how the hell would I myself know so much about MKUltra? And that's exactly what MKUltra is. Such a description, such a state-of-the-art videos that I portrayed through my website about what MKUltra is. If you would hire the professional people who do this stuff, they couldn't do the state-of-the-art videos like I do. No fucking way, no goddamn way. Nobody could do the stuff like I do. This is going to be part number 1, and it's going to be quite short. If you want to play with me,
so I get served.
There is a song. If you want to ride a horse,
Rule Britannia,
ride a black horse or whatever. Boom, Rule Britannia. Yeah, everything somehow started to change for the British that same day, and I also video recorded also after I published that kind of stuff. My goodness, how things changed on the UK Express. Let's see that stuff a little bit after I published the video. Let's see what happened. Then it really went completely berserk. Look at that. This was when I published that video.
Interesting. After I published that video, the main news about Shemima Begum, Shemima
Begum,
or whatever.
Shemima Begum, boom.
I don't know if I properly
that was
pronounced it.
still in December the 31st recorded.
Into nothing other than Shemima Begum news.
Who the hell would have thought that you would see the Mr. Shemima Begum talking about the Nigel Farage like that? Look at that. Right on the news like this. Nigel Farage insisted if you're gonna do this, you're gonna fuck me like this, and in that case you blah 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 blah. Prince William, however, insisted, I don't know what kind of role he's gonna take on, but he's getting more and more stuff to do. Beginning with this video, I should say, more through this video. I told about how his father hired the detectives, British MI5. Yeah, that was actually not MI5, that was actually a police. Those are high inspectors, whatever your federal police is in Britain, whatever you have. Those were, I don't know what kind of police officer, but they had authority. I remember about 190 centimeter tall guy with, he did have a little bit blonde hair, that's interesting. About 190, quite slender, a very nice guy rather. And then there were 2 other individuals whom I would address even as assholes. I don't know what kind of police you have. Metropolitan you have in Britain, maybe that's what that was. or you do have some kind of federal, I don't know, I have to go through that stuff, but I can describe them, I can pinpoint them. You know what that is? Facially identified. Just like I can go and I can tell you what happened with Shemima. Let's take the calculator like this. You know how you do that? You take a calculator like this and you go. I think she's about 26 years old, right? Shemima. Oh, lo. For me, this is now a smooth ride. I got a lot of good news. And the best news about it is I'm not anymore. Let's see this here. She's now 26 years old. She's 26 years old. So, that is interesting. Let me think about this. It's now 2026. It's now 2026. It's now 2026. Yeah. So that means that she was about 4 years of age. She was in 2008. Oh, that's it is truly a bloody hell. That's basically 12 plus 8. Actually, I am making totally a mistake. Totally mistake. She was about 4 years of age, 3 years of age, when she became a victim of MK Ultra. Do you know this? This is a part number 2 about the Shemima Begum. And you're not gonna fucking like that. If you're a police officer, if you're an intelligence officer, you are gonna fucking hate this video. Because with this video, I totally bury you. With this video, I make sure that I identify her, you, and everything else. She was with a family in Britain, and she must have been about 4 years of age, 3 years of age. Maybe she was just 3 years old, 4 years old. I don't think she was. Between 3 and 4 years old is when she got in the picture in MK Ultra. Yes, they take literally babies in it, literally no less than that. And the year must have been 2004. I recall her and her family. I am going to be generous and I'm going to say 2004, but I believe it was 2003. The mom, father, they were, well, several of them. They were extremely busy. Extremely busy. Mom has to run on the job. Father has to run on the job. Actually, mom would even stay home. At least this is the way they wanted to do the play between me and Shemima. And I told you that MK Ultra case was used as form of eavesdropping, surveillance, espionage, that I was bugged. I told you about all that stuff. They would bug me and they would put me inside of the apartment buildings, homes, literally throw me on the street, and then I would only travel around with police that would monitor the area. Obviously GPS, so they would not easily lose the track of me. I was told that they were using, I have no idea what the hell they were using, but they claimed that they had ways to identify me no matter what. Yeah, they probably did. So who is the Shemima in this video we will be discussing about? This is really stupid. This is really stupid. Hey, Prince William, you're one stupid fuck. If I can say, yeah, I mean, I say, I mean, but if I evaluate you, I'll say you are one stupid fuck. You know? The person like myself, you don't talk to a person like myself. I did explain everything about who I was and what I am. And it does not look that I'm going backwards, but it looks that you are flying backwards. There are things in this world that are bigger than your kingdom and yourself. She was trained to be a spy, a British spy. And this is who Shemima Begum is. She is a trained British spy. Literally. Trained British spy. She became operated through MK Ultra, through what appeared to me was her father. This was a man with a beard. And mom. Extremely chaotic. And there were like two other kids inside in there. Older. Actually quite grown-ups. And this was a chaotic place, which was a normal thing. It's nothing abnormal for the baby practically to get involved in MK Ultra. It's a totally normal procedure. So the first thing that British government did with her through their parents was through totally insane chaotic procedures, stress. They started to train her on how to operate like you drive the car. Let's say you drive the car, right? And you have to learn how to use the brakes, how to turn left, right. You have to turn, you have to learn to use a transmission, if that's manual, even automatic, whatever. You have to learn everything before you start to use. And that's exactly, and also through, she was 3 years old. She was 3. I give her a 3. She is brilliant. This girl is brilliant. This girl is not stupid. This is not stupid. I have seen plenty of girls and identified them. I just did not put them on the internet because I don't want to make them through the internet just like that. I do like to see them feel comfortable around me. I'm not a person that goes after the girls and, cause damages, to the people. I see this like in a different light. What choice do you have like this? I mean, if you're thrown like this on the picture at age 3, I was thrown on the picture when I was just a few months of age. And so they do stuff like this with the kids to get ahead with jobs, with all kinds of issues. Well, I don't know, man. It even kind of looked that her father was separated from the mom. It's kind of a weird stuff. This family was involved in MK Ultra way before Shemima got on the picture. Way before. And it was nothing other than violence. A lot of violence. It appeared to me like she would have 2 other kids, grown up brothers, sisters, or something like that. Grown up, if those are not maybe the brothers of sisters, brothers of the mother or of the father. Actually, her mom appeared to me that she also had a sister. It was that kind of stuff. It was the whole family, and then the family split, separated, and that kind of stuff we have gone through. And Shemima was just, she started to learn how to operate me. And the first thing that they learn, the little girls they learn that are subjected to MK Ultra, they might sound to you crazy, but they literally learn how to flirt with adult grown-up man. If that makes sense, who gives a shit if it makes you sense? This is the way it is. This is Essential Intelligence MI5. I would refer to as in Yugoslavia they used to call this obuka. That's like when you go through the certain period, you go to the military and they give you a training, that basic training. It's a stressful basic training that you get. And those are the first things that almost babies learn that are subject to MK Ultra. This is the manipulation is the first thing they learn. They learn how to lie. They learn how to manipulate even grown-up men. This can always not be effective. That's why they always search through MK Ultra subjects, they always search for a man who would that would find something appealing about these girls. I did not find a single thing appealing about the Shemima, but her mother loved me. I don't know why, but the moms were all crazy about me. It usually happened if I was attracted to the moms, that moms were certain that they're going to make daughters that I'm going to like. This is just the way it was. And so Shemima started her career, which I was all fucking stressed out because as a child, she did not appeal me. I mean, there was children that appealed to me. This is, you're drugged up, you are during MK Ultra in a mode that I would refer to as trauma. This is a trauma mode. You are traumatized, you are under the trauma, and when you are in the trauma mode, subconsciously, you do not actually, you're beaten up, tortured severely, like it was the case always around her, before she got on the picture, and even when she was on the picture, you would not have a capacity to discern between the age of those involved in it. This is just the way it was. Hello? So there were two things that went on with her. She learned to manipulate. She learned to demand. Yeah, these little babies, they are trained to act like your owners. Like you are a dog and they are your owners. But in a sense that this is your woman and you are her man in that sense. It did not go well along with the Shemima. It was a disaster. All the way to the age when she supposedly even placed the explosive belt on whoever was designated to blow himself up. She was two things. She was an MK Ultra victim, brainwashed, completely washed, and there's one thing that she had. She had an enormous appetite, enormous energy to engage in MK Ultra, to run the operation. She was an operative who displayed enormous energy. I would refer to even as a mega energy. It was like they trained these children to have a persistence. Yeah, all these people like Mike Tyson, all these people were involved in MK Ultra and they were trained to see this. They give them 100 reasons why they have to be this way. And they turn them into wolves. One of those wolves was also Shemima Begum. I think that the earliest years explain absolutely everything about whatever is to expect from the case, like the one MI5, MI6, British intelligence, British police have developed, Scotland Yard, I should say, have developed through the Shemima Begum. There is no Shemima Begum. The Shemima Begum is an operative for the British intelligence unless they completely turn her back. This girl operated solely based on response of whatever she was served. She didn't take any kind of initiative other than whatever her father, I remember this man, might have not even been her father. Who the hell knows about this stuff? This is another man with a beard. I remember apartment buildings, complex of apartments. And when I started even to talk about the apartments, because this British detectives, this British police, they visited our house. They were here in the city of the Novo Mesto, and they wanted to absolutely know what exactly I remember about her case. And when I started to talk about the apartments, everything was wrong, they claimed. No, 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 and it was not, and wrong, and this and that. It looked like they wanted me to talk about this stuff. No, they did not really wanted me to talk about this stuff. This is the stuff that no intelligence officer, no police officer would want you to talk about. They would not want you to talk about this shit at all. They claimed me that if I will talk about apartments and stuff like this, that this is not her home, and etc., home settings and that kind of stuff. And they reminded me of the housing settings, house. He insisted that she was from the house, residential home, that kind of stuff. Well, the stuff I referred to you in video number 1 clearly indicated high-rises apartment area is where the British police was setting up its net for terrorism, for the act of the terrorism which followed up. I do believe that she is a British operative. I do not believe that she is anything other than that. I will never get the words out of my head pertaining to the Prince William, who said, "It's just going to be one more thing," and pointed out exactly at Shemima Begum. He insisted it's going to be the last one. And I said, "And you want me to go and talk about the terror attack or how she was involved in this and that, and then you try to destroy me?" He said, "That's right." He said, "That's right. That's exactly what I want. We want to see if you're going to go this far. If you're going to go this far, the Slovenian politician, this one here, his name is Luis Peterle, was involved and demanded from me to keep my mouth shut about Shemima Begum. We don't want any Shemima Begums here in Slovenia." This is how he stated. We are not playing with that kind of stuff. But we have this kind of politician here who was totally thrilled, totally excited about my talking about her. That's interesting, and even claimed that this is the bride for me. Shemima claimed that she is my bride together with her boyfriend. They had me through ISIS camps, whatever that was. It's impossible to explain the violence, where Shemima communicated with journalists, with, in a parenthesis, journalists, yeah, right, with whoever managed to get inside of those camps and meet me. Basically, this is the type of stuff they do, so that you keep your mouth shut and you talk nicely about the person. My job is to tell exactly the way it was. And the crazier stuff was with French, British, Americans that met me. That they would meet me at her first a camp, like United Nations ran camp. You know, when she moved out of the ISIS, there was a camp. And that was a total killing that went on inside of that camp. It was a total bestiality that was. Which Americans and British and French suggested me that this is just the espionage to see through the camp again who is on which side, basically by using her and stuff like this. This is stuff that she talks about, that she feared for her life and that kind of stuff. And again, with her on the picture, claiming me, oh well, that she's going to confirm everything and that kind of stuff and so on. And in meanwhile, she continued to flirt. Then it was the second camp. That was a little bit better, less violence. They all claimed that's completely fine and etc., etc. And then was the third one. I have to also say one thing. She also stated to me repeatedly that I must talk about her, that she must find her way back to Britain. She extorted that she must get back to Europe. She discussed with me about Spain, about Italy, what about maybe somewhere else, and so on, and back and forth. We have all kinds of la la land discussions, and insisted that I must talk about her when I see her in the media, in the news. So this is actually a British royal proxy, really. And also insisted that once her news through the European Court for Human Rights, which just recently, as I pointed you out, came out, yeah, when I see this kind of stuff, she insisted, if you're going to start to talk about, once they talk about the HCER, Human Courts for Human Rights, in Strasbourg, they come out through the Brussels, Strasbourg, in support to her. That will be all too late for me. So, who is the Shemima Begum? You go, you figure out. British journalists never would give a definite answer about it. They even insisted that they have certain proofs that they did not release, and that basically was through me. Apparently, in front of me, she did tie the man with explosive, whatever the hell that was. We are talking about the operations that repeated, not only on one occasion, but maybe on 2-3 other occasions. And finally, basically to make you understand that this is it, this is now it is. So you see the description that I give you, the stuff that I give you, the stuff that I talk about, this almost kind of sounds like schizophrenia. So, who is the Shemima Begum? Well, she's definitely agent of some kind. She's definitely Illuminati agent. There is absolutely no doubt about that. You wouldn't be discussing with targeted individual this kind of issues unless you would want to portray him as mentally ill individual. And that's exactly what Prince William believed he's going to cash on together with his daddy, Prince Charlie. So actually King Charlie now, right? So who is she? Is she MI5, MI6, intelligence, British? I believe that she is, yes. I would say that she is. I believe that she was the intelligence officer all along. I do believe that she worked for intelligence community, British. Her return through the European Court for Human Rights. My God. Farage knew about it. Everybody fucking knew. How the fuck did you guys know about her coming back? How did you all know about this stuff? That if she's not intelligence officer, yeah, of course you're not officially part of the European. You took a Brexit, etc., that kind of stuff. But and I understand, yes, that you communicate with one another and all that stuff and blah 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 blah. But the information I have discussed in this video, the evidence that I obtained based on this stuff, clearly point out in Shemima Begum being British intelligence officer, undercover officer. That's all I gotta say for this video. I don't have anything else I would say for this video. I certainly hope that she is, and that everything is going to work out for her fine. She also suggested she might even have to go to hiding and etc., etc. And I hope also I did not get her in trouble. I absolutely would not want to get her in trouble. But this is when you place me online, when you doubt me, when you put me in question, when you try to get more, actually even more than what I gave you. You are using me for all these things, and you are returning, after all, you're returning in a way that you should not even thought about. And when you try to return me in a way that you should not even thought about, that's when I punish you like this. That much about the Shemima Begum. Well, I don't have anything else to say. This I gave you the precise description. I gave you a description as precise as I possibly could. It's also notable, and just as important as torture through those ISIS, in that ISIS location, wherever they had me, just as important as those camps where she would afterwards stay at. Just as important to note. That's interesting. And you will be surprised how the news fly so rapidly to such a small city, to such a small country like Slovenia. It is just also as notable and important to note that all along, I was blamed for Shemima exile to the ISIS, because they arranged it in such a way so that I would end up discriminating, in a parenthesis, against her during MK Ultra. I don't know how the hell you can discriminate against teenager. You don't want to marry her or whatever. She was absolutely not appealing to me when she was young. She just became appealing when she became older. I mean, when she started to grow older, she changed very, you can see on the pictures anyways. And absolutely didn't have any fucking sense. I was tortured in Slovenia like an animal. This was a double-edged sword. More than double-edged. One was in Britain, so that British intelligence could get going, whatever, the police, I should say, whatever the hell they wanted to get going. Then it was in Syria, or wherever the fuck they had me. At ISIS, literally at ISIS. Then inside of the camps. It could also be that they used her through me, that they got to her and were using her basically as she wanted to return back to Britain, and they make her life difficult so that they could do espionage through those camps. However, I believe that she was an officer of the British intelligence. They tortured me in Syria, wherever that was. And they also tortured me in Slovenia, claiming me that I violated her rights, that I cut her throat, that I killed the innocent child, and etc., etc. The animal that you see over there. Entire Novo Mesto was implicated in torture in the name of the Shemima. So you know what the fuck that is? I owe it to myself. I owe it to myself, and I owe it to community, global community that understands what MK Ultra is, who the real animals are, how they do it, and why they do this stuff like this. And you know, the amount of torture I was subjected to because of the Shemima rather makes me pissed off about her. When I think about what she got me through, when I think about what she got me through, what I have gone through, the stuff. And the way she addressed me, like, if you're not going to talk about me, if it's going to come from the European Union, and then forget about it. I don't know you. I don't want to know nothing about you. You're never going to get. She will get a total secret identity. You will not know anything about who Shemima is, where Shemima is. She's about to disappear off the radar. Yeah, this is all the stuff they negotiated through MK Ultra. This is exactly the way it was. So, what exactly was that news about the man with a rucksack? I saw that earlier. This news about the rucksack. That man with a rucksack is going to fuck you up. That's a man you need to be afraid of. That's the man that's going to cost you a crown. And he's going to fuck you up, and he's going to throw you straight into the jail, into the prison. You're not going to have no fucking throne, and you're going to end up without your kids. Because the kids, like yours, William, there is known as a social services that should take care of the children of the terrorists like yourself. Of course, you're not a terrorist. Why? Because you are about to become a king, right? So, because you are a king, you can do the stuff which you subscribe as terrorists. You claim they are terrorists. And the stuff that you do is actually not a terrorist, because you're prince, you're king, you're royal, you're a police, you have a police badge, etc., etc. I'm a bad motherfucker to play with. This is a part number 2 about these animals here, what they did, what they used, the Shemima and all other community and so on. In the end, you're just worth nothing other than a bullet, basically. They destroyed me 54 years of life. 54 years of life. So they can pose like this, laughingly, happily, optimistically, I guess. Happy New Year 2026. Thanks for watching this video. That's a part number 1 about the Shemima and about the so-called British intelligence and police and their help and everything else. I had a problem with this name, Shemima, a big problem. Not because I would be evil or anything like this, it's just extremely, this is going to be the next video on this animal here. And this is also going to be the end for the police, for the Slovenian police. Especially for Miran Sudin, Milan Kučan, and Robert Golob. This here, this physician, this is the one that sealed their throats. Yeah, believe it or not. And another guy. His name is Peter Bukovec. This is brutal, what is coming as next. This here, Shemima Begum. I refer to her as Jemima. I changed it to Shemima. And the thing about it is that, let me just see this stuff here. Let me demonstrate you. I have to change the name. I have to verify that I'm a human. That's very nice. I like that. There you go. I'm a human. I want to give you a taste about. I mean, your rulers in Jemima. You see when I title her as a Jemima, I'm not ashamed of that stuff. I mean, see, Shemima Begum. Okay. No. He's gonna do that stuff here. Cancel. It's not the Jemima. Do you know who had a tremendous fun with that kind of stuff? Who was so excited about this stuff? Who loved this kind of stuff? And this also goes to explain Shemima. It's a Shemima. Shemima. You see this here? Shemima. Like this, like that. See, like this here. Say this stuff here. Boom. Basically, the one who had so much fun with the name Shemima. I would keep call her Shemima, not Jemima was Prince Charlie. Prince Charlie two different things, right? Two very, very different things. No. Am I doing this wrong too? Am I doing it wrong too? It's a beautiful name, actually. It's a beautiful name. I just am not used to it. And this cretin over there, did you see that he's happily smiling like that? That fucking animal, Shemima. Yeah, Shemima. Okay, Shemima. 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 You should grow up to be a really pretty woman, really beautiful woman. Absolutely. I don't know. I'm sorry. I don't know why the hell did they come up with the Jemima. I don't know. I have no fucking idea. I was also during MKUltra, which is going to be easier to identify me through the recordings, because this cretin here that you see, he had such a wonderful time. He was laughing at me, this guy. This guy was laughing at me that I repeatedly did not pronounce her name. It was so fun to him. It was funny to him. He insulted me because of this stuff. And rated me also as mentally retarded because of this stuff. And you know what? I mean, this is what you have them for over there in Britain. This is what you have these animals. This is animal. This is animal. This I classify as an animal. These are animals. Every one of these is animal. I don't see you as a human being, you understand? I just see you as an animal, just like a Donald Trump. What I see in front of me is a bunch of cattle. What I see is a fucking animals right there in front of me. That's all the fuck I see. When I see the news, when I read this news, what I see is an animal. You understand? I don't see you as a human beings. Donald Trump was the one who talked about animals, and he was referring to me, not really me directly. He never dared to do that. He referred to others as animals because they would mistreat me. Animal this, animal that, those are animals, animals, animals. The thing is that you are fucking animals. You are absolutely animals. Because only the animals can go as low as this. It does not get lower than that. Whether you be a royal, whether you be a president of some kind of United States of America, with this kind of character, with this kind of ethics, sense for, fucking present yourself. Do you know how low the fuck you have fallen down? I mean, I do this shit, I might look crazy. But the thing is, I talk sense. The stuff that I talk is exactly the way it's done. This is what MK Ultra is. And if you do stuff, it doesn't matter how fucking stupid it looks like, if it's real. If you do the stuff, if you tell the way it is, if it's real stuff, you don't look stupid. You, animals, you look like a fucking animals. Do you realize how the people view you as? How are you going to go and you're going to hire your operatives? You're going to hire people for the job, to do the job. You think they're going to see you like they saw you before? They're going to fucking see you. They're going to see you through the filter I spoke about earlier. Actually, that's again different kind of filter. Let me demonstrate you the filter I was talking about at the beginning of the video, which they told me I should actually even use during MK Ultra. They told me you should actually even use this as a presentation, what MK Ultra, world of MK Ultra looks like. And then they changed their mind, and it's not related to that. It's different. It would not look good. I agree with it, but to a certain extent, you can put this kind of filter on your glasses, in my case, on your eyes, lids, whatever. When you prove that MK Ultra existed like I did, then you can go and you can do the stuff like I do. Otherwise, yes, you will be rated as a lunatic. Not really. If you can do the stuff like I did, not really. I didn't do the stuff like this quite in 2011 when I started to talk about MK Ultra. I didn't do it. In 2010, actually, I started to talk about MK Ultra. I didn't go this deep. I started to go deep in 2000 when they threw me into the psychiatric hospital in 2012. Then I came out and I started to talk about MK Ultra, all about the stuff that went on. They threw me one more time into the psychiatric hospital in 2014. In 2015, they had me inside. But guess what happened? The only thing that happened, I intensified as crazy theories, conspiracy theories as I came up with. It became clear that MK Ultra case especially existed because all the MK Ultra victims, they are subject to the violent brainwash through which government is trying to prove they're mentally ill, paranoid. It doesn't really matter how insane this shit it sounds if you manage to clarify who did, how they did. And back then I was really poor. I didn't have the luxury of the police officers that got themselves with a picture that I could actually talk about the people. So I started to talk about other people, neighbors, people that were involved in it, that were coming inside our house and so on. And so I have no fucking idea. How did you, Charlie, manage to survive from 2010 to 2026? How did you manage to get past 16 years after I started to point about, man, you're fucking stupid. Like I said, you're fucking stupid. You're just fucking animal. You're fucking animal. You're fucking stupid. You're beyond the fucking stupid, motherfucker. Don't you understand when somebody starts to talk about MK Ultra and mentions your name that it's time to stop and it's time to settle the fucking matters? No. Why not? Well, because you're fucking exceptional talent. You figure out that my mistake in the name Jemima with Shemima is actually so funny and so beneficial and actually proves that I'm mentally ill. Yeah, good luck to you with it. Let me demonstrate you what I miss on at the beginning of the video. Hey, only really animals. This is what I meant when I was talking about in this video. But I pointed at these royals as animals. Only fucking animals would still not understand that it's not time to stop this shit. You gotta be exceptional, motherfucker. You gotta be talented not to understand that it's not gonna stop. It will continue to go for as long as the person is gonna live, and it's gonna start eventually at one point in time talk about you, crazy motherfucker, that you are sitting inside of your royal chair, and it's not gonna stop, and it's gonna point out more proofs and more evidence. And the only thing left you're going to have is you will continue to smile, basically. Now you're going to disappear, and yeah, you're going to put William in your hot chair, and good luck with that. Yeah, the stuff they were talking to me. Okay, a little warning. The stuff they referred to me that I should be using this during MK Ultra, and they did have me on this movie set. They did have me participate and insisted that this is for my sake and my help and so on and etc. How I should present the video as was exactly this movie here. They live, clip, obey. That's what they demanded from me to demonstrate MK Ultra is. But then they changed their mind and they suggested that could actually look like a schizophrenia. Yeah, if it would be like this, it would really look like a schizophrenia. But this is what they asked me to do. And the fact of the matter is, when you go past the issue of the schizophrenia and paranoia, they label you with, and you manage to prove the case, that the case actually existed, there is no reason for you to hold back. They can smile, they can laugh, they can whatever the hell they want. But they don't have the proof that you are insane. And if it makes sense, the stuff that you talk, if it's what MK Ultra is, then I don't see why there will be any problem with it. Even if the royal is there, even if a clown with a crown, whatever the hell might be, or one inside of the White House, it doesn't matter. 54 years, folks. They destroyed 54 years. 54 years. How the hell would that not be animal? How the hell would you people so insensitive not address as an animal? You know how I address them, and it's the most proper way to use it? As a brute. Brutes, regular brutes. Brutes, brutal animal, brutals, however, are also addressed as animals. Brutes. That's basically abuse of power. It's also known as abuse of power. And don't think that people like this cannot be addressed as animals. Brute was actually even the Roman Empire that was addressed as a brute. brutal, savage, lacking feeling, violent. You're fucking animals, man. You're fucking animals. You truly, truly are fucking animals. And you rated me as mentally retarded and stuff? There ain't no fucking reason I don't rate you as violent animals. That I don't rate you as insane, man. You guys are fucking sick. You don't have to be violent. By the way, people are not violent for no reason. Under my circumstances, people are not violent at all. Why the fuck would anybody that you attack him all the time, that you attack him all the time, be violent? You explain to me. When you attack person over and over and over, the person is violent. But the person becomes either violent or defensive and offensive if you continue to assault and assault and assault and assault. In my case, we're talking about the 54 years of assaults. 54 years of assaults. And you somehow, you fucking animals, somehow still do not understand, do you? You want to talk about the terrorism, you want to talk about the immigrants in your country, you want to talk about, I don't know what the fuck you want to talk about. Man, you are the biggest terrorists. You know, I posted right here that once I posted that stuff, it can't even be seen. Holy shit, look at that. We're gonna make it happen. We're gonna make it seen. Yes, of course, it's worth it. It's worth it to talk about all this stuff. Nothing is stupid. Nothing is stupid. Trump says he's pulling National Guards, everything is flying out, or whatever he had his National Guards. It looks like he's pulling out. They don't want to talk about this shit no more. It looks like it's over. There is a couple here from Britain repeatedly asked from people back home, talking about how it's okay that the United States of America is okay, that you don't have to be afraid of America as a British. Let me explain to you something. Let me explain to you something. Why the hell would you be afraid of life in the United States of America as a British? The United States of America was founded by British and by Germans through the slavery. You know how the United States of America came to place? It was British and Germans who were the slave owners in the United States of America. This is what made the United States of America. The United States of America was founded on slavery. You know that? And now let me teach you today about something else that this cretin from Britain is not going to like even a little bit. He truly, truly enjoyed when he kept declaring in my face and in faces of others. He kept repeating himself, basically. He kept repeating himself that it was Britain, it was United Kingdom, British Empire, the first one who ended the time of the slavery. Yes, of course it was. Of course it was. The British Empire was the first one who ended the slavery, yes. But from whom did Americans inherited the slavery? Who was the one from whom Americans learned about the slavery, on how it's done with the slaves? Who teach them? Who introduced the slavery to the United States of America? Who was the daddy and mommy of American slavery? Who was the one who brought the slavery to America? You answer to me that question. Then you talk about who was the first one who came up with the abolition of the slavery. Fuck off. Yes, America is safe for you British, yes, and for you Germans. You can go to you, they're not going to do nothing to you. Of course, they're not going to do nothing to you. I don't see why they would do to you in the first place. Why do you talk about this stuff? And secondary, Egyptians, Palestinians, Lebanese, Jordanians, Iraqis, Libyan people, and all other people, I don't think they can talk the same thing like you do in their countries. And those are their countries. Until you don't completely deprive them of the sanity totally, until you steal those countries from them, it's still their countries. And yeah, by God, they cannot say that it's safe, because from today to tomorrow, you don't know when your rockets, when your planes are gonna drop bombs. Actually, in a parenthesis, Israel, right, is gonna drop bombs on them, kill them, with drones and etc., etc. So yeah, yes, America is safe, yes. This issue of Donald Trump of Epstein that I've spoken about here, this issue here about the Epstein and stuff like this was totally identical to this one here. Epstein also terrorized me with talk against the Israel. He also demanded from me a total silence and compliance with the terror, with the Israeli Jewish terror. Silence, basically, or I will not testify, you will be on your own, and so on. The same thing applies to this one here. Why do you think that American government selected Jews to run this case? Why do you think that they selected them? Why do you think they selected a pack of Jews to run this whole thing? Why do you think that they were so obsessed? They never had any intention in helping anybody, man. They ran what is less than a slavery for no less than 54 years, and they were resolving one through forced unemployment and Slovenian police violence, and what became finally a psychiatry in 2012. This is the case. You're gonna fucking eat one. And your human rights organizations that you are so excited about, the United Nations and Human Rights Court in Strasbourg and your European Union Commission in Brussels and etc., and your US Justice and Department of State and so on, you're gonna fucking eat this shit. Vladimir Putin became excited about this case based on what he managed to observe, how fucked up you are, clowns with the crowns. He became excited about that maybe even he could solve this. Nah, Vladimir Putin is never gonna resolve anything pertaining to this case. That's a different kind of fieldback, but not worse than any of you. You're all scum. This guy was not only involved in MK Ultra, but he literally negotiated this stuff together with Prince Charles back then. It's now advertised on my channel as Cowardly King and etc. I just left him a comment, and the comment that I left him stated, why don't you also tell the people who you are? Why don't you tell the people that you negotiated with your king, future King Charles, on what you will be posting on your video channel? Why don't you tell the people that you actually work for him and your viewers? Actually, your job per your king is to get as many as possible of your viewers on a bagger stick. This is the comment that I left him. Just as is the case in the United States of America, in particular in Arkansas, where they advertise the city known as Whites Only. They were also involved in MK Ultra, and their stipendium, I don't know how you would say stipendist, financier, mentor, you know who it was? Jews from Israel, literally Benjamin Netanyahu. Whites Only USA, you're gonna Google this one here, and yes, then if you really want to offer yourself as a meat on the market to the wealthy Jews, they will join you out there, and they're gonna pick up whatever they like, and the rest of it is gonna go to the hell with it. Just like the case was with the Craig cop. That's you know, when you post your stuff in Britain, when you come up with your video channels, you are subject to tremendous scrutiny, police scrutiny. I also left him a comment. I said, you know, you British, You are a Northern Korea in the Western Hemisphere, I told him. There is no such thing as you publishing something against King or something like that, because you end up inside of the psychiatric hospital, inside of the psychiatric ward. British royals are implicated in inspecting videos, movies, documentaries, all of every fucking one of them. Entire British royal family inspected movies, films, documentaries. Do you know that? Man, I know from A to Z about the British royals. Nobody knows from outside of the British family as much as about British royals than I do. They were approving and disapproving people before they even opened the channel. And if you make mistake, 1, 2 mistakes, it lands you inside of the psychiatric hospital. Not only in Britain, but also inside of the Canada and Australia. You are Northern Korea in the Western Hemisphere. Here you have America you're using to talk about the so-called freedom of speech.